Oh, looky here. I have not seen a single buck, not even Buddy, not even little Buddy today. My first day back from a trip. But I look around, come over around the feeder, and I see antlers everywhere. And that looks like Mr. Forrest right there. Yep, that's Mr. Forrest right there. Look at there, Chris. That's Forrest. Look at his antlers, how big they've become. They have become a giant. Looking over there, and that might be Fat Boy, I don't know. It's a really big fat deer. No tag, so that's a wild deer. Also, and looking over there, I see another wild deer back behind that has no tag. And then, I see, yeah, two there. I see 3 bucks over there and 1 girl. 3 bucks and 1 girl. Still do not see Buddy. Now, we haven't seen him all day, which is unusual. He normally stays right around here. So I'm a little concerned about that. Because he's usually here every day. And of course, we've only been back 1 day. We haven't seen any of these other bucks. It's 104 degrees, so they are just barely moving around the middle of the day. They stay somewhere where they can try to get a little in the shade and get a little wind on them. That's probably Fat Boy right there. Fat Boy is a relatively tame deer for a wild deer. He's tamed down pretty good coming around the house here. I think that's probably him because I don't see any antlers at all. And this deer over there, it's a really nice, big, beautiful deer. And he's pretty skittish, watching really carefully, paying attention to me and paying attention to Chris. And then, of course, Mr. Forrest. Mr. Forrest is just absolutely gorgeous. Still has the little green between his ears. Has that green collar, kind of like wearing like a green crown. A green crown. Look how fat that deer is. Big, fat, beautiful deer. He's eating a lot of South Fresh deer food from Decatur, Alabama. And he's got everything else to eat here at the ranch, all these food plots and everything. And he's become one of the dominant bucks, if not the dominant buck on the whole place. His dad, TC, is still alive, 7, 8 years old. And he comes around the house some, but he doesn't really hang around here too much. As the bucks mature, they definitely get wilder. There's just no doubt about it. Everybody's told me that around that have deer that they've raised, and some of them after 2 or 3 years they'll just go away and they'll never see them again. Now, when that happens, sometimes those deer have been killed, or they, especially if you lose them during the hunting season. Maybe they got out and got somewhere where they wasn't supposed to be and got killed, or run over by a car, or killed in a fight. We know for a fact that Forrest took the lives of 2 big bucks this last fall. Killed 2, not 1 but 2, and both of them were big bucks. One of them was the same age as him, and 13 or 14 point. The other one was a wild buck that was maybe the same age or a year older than he was, and he actually stuck a horn in the heart of both of them. So fighting in the wild is not just fighting for dominance, it's fighting for death. It's fighting to the death if they have to. And once they learn to kill, imagine they're more dangerous in the fight. And of course, you need to watch them. We watch them real closely. I won't let Chris get out and get around them during the rut, because they can go from being just a pet to being a dangerous killer in a heartbeat. Pet bucks are dangerous and very, very careful around even Mr. Forrest. But we love him. He's our special deer. I don't know who that guy is right there, but he's a pretty little buck. He's an 8 point, but he's young. It's probably his first or second horns is all. And he's just really beautiful. You can see he's not nearly as wide as his ears. Lets you know he's really young. Benelli got out of the mule walking around. See, he's not anywhere near the size of Fat Boy. So he's a young deer, probably his first horns, but TC or somebody, Fat Boy. Come here, Benelli. No, come here. Is probably his daddy, so he is definitely got some really good blood in him. Going to be a really big, beautiful buck. And he found out he can come around the house here and get some food and be not too much danger. You can see just how cautious he is. He's watching Benelli is really what he's watching. He's more cautious of Benelli than he is Chris and I. Of course, Chris has got her jazzy electric chair out here, so she makes a little bit more noise when she moves across the gravel. But you can see he's just a beauty as well. I mean, a beauty. Not anywhere near as big as the deer right in front of him, but that deer's probably got 2 years on him. You can kind of really get an idea there about what happens horn-wise, body-wise. And the big deal on fighting is the body. Body weight, body weight. The big antlers are great, but that body weight. He's going to walk over there toward... I sneezed and it scared him for sure. That one buck took off running when I sneezed. You could tell, look at the difference there between as big as Fat Boy looked up beside that little buck, look at him up beside Forrest. See how big Forrest is, and that's a doe standing in the middle. The doe's smaller than either one of them, but you can just see the difference there when you're talking about 4-year-old deer as opposed to 3-year and 2-year. And when you get up to 6-year-old deer, they change even more. But that's a good look at antlers of different ages. When I sneezed, that wild buck took off. I mean, he braved it about as long as he could. But he's a beauty as well. Oh yeah, Fat Boy. That's a nice view out there this morning. Well, it's nice with the exception of the burn cans, but you know, we're in the country. We're in the country. 3 bucks and 2 does out there. And Mr. Forrest, of course, right there in the big middle of them with his green crown. And you can see that he's going to get on up there really, really big this year. He's getting up there big right now. A couple other bucks that are right over behind that. I guess there might be 3 does out there. No. I think maybe we had 3 does out there. It's really hard to tell. Everybody's kind of getting back behind. Apache just threw some feed out around them. That's what it is. And we scatter the feed out in several different directions there, so the more aggressive deer can't run the less aggressive deer off. But I think really what's out there is Fat Boy. I think that's Fat Boy right back there. You can see how big that deer is. It's definitely a buck. That doe right there appears, there's 4 does out there. That doe there appears to have not had a baby. They sure still does having babies. That one that just went off there to the side really, really had a big belly. It's Fat Boy back there. You can't see his antlers. Forrest was laying in the prayer circle this morning. And laying in the prayer circle right now, another little buck. I believe it might be Buddy. Kind of looks like it could be Buddy right there. I believe it is. Hadn't seen Buddy, but I believe that's him. Laying in the prayer circle. So I guess maybe there is 3 bucks and 3 does. I just didn't see everybody. But it's going to be another 100-degree plus day today. And I think tomorrow is the last 100-degree day. And we're supposed to have about 10 days. A couple of them in the high 80s. A couple, 2 or 3 more in the low 90s. So that's pretty nice. Pretty nice. I'll take that any day. In July, 80s and 90s, we can live with that. Yes, we can. Well, I walk out here to look around. And to do a catch of the day a little bit later in the morning. And I see little Buddy standing there. Little Buddy is going to be an 8-point, looks like. Maybe more than that, I don't know. Little Buddy, haven't seen this week since we got back from the trip, so it's really, really nice to see him. And he's just standing here close by the house, looking around, not paying a whole lot of attention. Little Buddy is a skinny little rascal. He eats all the time. He's just constantly eating, but seems like he doesn't gain a lot of weight. And I look over down here and I see a couple of other big deer down there in the bottom. One of them is walking away, and I don't know who that is because he's got lots of antlers. That right there is Forrest, without a doubt. But take a look at this other guy. Where'd he go? I don't know who that guy is. If I can find him. Back in behind that tree there somewhere. Huh. Well, I lost them both. That's just how easily they're walking right in the open in that little green patch there. There it finally comes out. Look at all of those antlers, will you? Look at all of those antlers. It's a red tag deer. He's definitely one that was born in the pen. Golly, look at the antlers. Beautiful, beautiful big buck. My goodness. Back here behind him somewhere, I don't see him, is Well, he's walked on off. Back here behind him was Mr. Forrest. Don't know where he went, but he's back in there somewhere. But that deer right there, just really a beauty. Wow, really looks great. That's some pretty antlers there.